Hi, welcome to Unboxing Design Season 1 and Episode 3. We have a very talented designer today, Shivani from Work Studio. Shivani and her partner Disha, they have been having the studio for quite some time now, and they have been doing amazing designs which I have seen so far.
Thank you so much, Manish, for the lovely introduction. So a little bit about Quirk Studio. We're a boutique design firm. We sort of, our endeavor is always to kind of push the envelope, do interesting work, do creative work that inspires us and finally speaks to the client. So that really is the endeavor, and that's how Quirk Studio came into being. So this actually is an office space that we're going to be talking about today. We call it Office with a View. We like to name our projects, depending on the style, the aesthetic, the architecture of the space. So this one is called Office with a View because it has an amazing, like the name suggests, panoramic view. The space, the architecture was so nice. It had like an encompassing window all across the office space, which inspired the name, owned by someone who's in the steel business. He was very clear about his vision. He wanted a luxurious space, a premium space, something that he could, sort of like a home away from home, but yet very premium, and he could have clients over and all of that. So the endeavor was to create that space for him, keeping that vision. In addition, he also has two daughters who run their respective businesses within the premises as well. So we created one section of the office for them, and the other section, entirely for the rest of the staff. So that really is the, broad brief, the design brief that we got from the client. In terms of functionality, it was very clear. It had to be easy to, maintain. All the functions had to be very clear. The staff had to, be able to circulate well enough. So that always is the beginning for us in terms of, a design process. We always take that information from the client in terms of their requirement, vision, their design brief, their inspiration. All of that we account for before we get to the drawing board. Most importantly, and I always say that, it's very important for interior designers to focus on doing their designs outside in, and let the architecture lead your design aesthetic. It's very, you cannot push a design style or a design aesthetic into a space. And that always is the starting point for us, including, in this particular space with Office with a View. So, yeah.
It's very interesting, and in fact, I am in love with the entrance door itself. It's quite a non-standard design style that they have used to make an entrance door.
So again, it came from the client, right? Because he's in the steel business, we decided that why not use some kind of metal to, accentuate what he does, what the company stands for, and also, push the envelope there. So instead of doing a regular wooden door or a PU finish door, we decided to use gunmetal. So this is actually a gunmetal door.
Wow.
It's 200 kgs heavy. And so it's actually made of gunmetal, which is an antique finish on it. And that's the whole structure. So we wanted to create like a statement door, which set the tone for the rest of the office when somebody entered. I think a good entrance is really the first impression.
Yes.
And that's what we wanted to create in this space. And I think we managed to somehow achieve it with this gunmetal door. So we're very clear that when we do the layout of this space, we don't want to create partitions that block the light. We didn't want to kind of make it look boxy. The idea was that if someone enters the reception area, you can see the entire width of the office from right there. So we were very sure that we didn't want to block or cut the light for sure. And that we've done through glass partitions. And, that's been the vision really.
Fabulous.
So on all our projects, including this one, we really think that, doing a nice neutral palette kind of then lets you focus on smaller, more statement elements. And also it becomes more timeless, it's more classic. Someone can, sort of enjoy the space for very, very long and for many years. So the idea is to keep the shell very neutral, calming, sort of not, push too many colors or too many wall accents as such. And then let the furnitures be interesting pieces. Let the upholstery or the soft furnishings talk for itself. And in this case, we also have interesting furniture in terms of the MD cabin desk that we have. So we wanted to kind of push the envelope in those spaces and have a neutral palette. That was really the the idea.
Yeah. Understood. Along with your MD's cabin, you have a very unique style when you have thought about the daughters, right? The client daughters.
True. So that really was the challenge at the beginning also, because we had to kind of, introduce these two cabins into the space, but yet tie it in with the rest of the space.
Yeah.
So it was a very simple thought that we had, that we'll have the same design aesthetic running across. We'll still make the cabins look equally luxurious and premium like the rest of the office. But we create that one little eclectic element with a nice paneled wall, with that nice navy blue color and a wallpaper, to then set it apart and make it their own. But still not steering away from the office aesthetic. What we also did was we made sure that we tied the flooring in the office together. So all the cabins, and including the conference room, has the exact same wooden flooring. So we're then again seamlessly tying that element. So you automatically know that you're in the same office and you're not kind of breaking that design vision when somebody walks into that space.
Yeah. And also even some of the furniture, like conference room, the top is, I think, a piece of marble that you have used.
It is. Yeah.
It's been all customized here, or how did you manage to do the furniture?
Fully. So the conference room is honestly one of our most favorite spaces of the entire office. The vision was that let's create an all white space, make it look super pristine, and when somebody enters that space, it feels like, oh my God, where have we entered?
Yeah.
So we had to customize the table because it was a 12-seater super large table. So it's two slabs of marble that are joined together. And we kind of created like very interesting detail on the border of the table with like brass, with a brass sort of metal running across it to create that finished product, but also add that luxe and premiumness to the space. The chairs were all white. We added those chandeliers to create that impact. So when you're standing outside, especially during like post 6 o'clock when the lights are all on, it looks super impactful. So like a nice white palette with just that one pop of amazing chandeliers there. We were very lucky with the clients as well. They were very open to, sort of our design ideas, and they were very open as clients. They didn't have any fixed and rigid design,
restrictions. Yeah.
Exactly, they did not at all, which was pretty amazing, because that I think is the best thing for a designer, to have an open canvas. I think it's a dream.
And of course your cafeteria, your dining space is also, you thought about it very well.
I think in fact, I feel like all your brainstorming areas, your cafeterias in an office are very important and often kind of not thought of, because it's like the last thing you think of. In this case, we were very sure we wanted to create like a really nice space for their staff to, just take a break, go eat their lunch. So what we've done is, in the flooring, if you've noticed in the pictures, we've kind of taken the same marble floor from outside into the space, and then juxtaposed it with cement tiles from Bharat flooring, which is a lovely hexagon pattern one that kind of, sort of joins seamlessly with the marble. So it almost looks like the marble ended and the tiles just organically came into the space. Which I think, is a nice detail, a fun detail almost. With a brick rustic wall, it was just adding a little texture without, creating too much drama. And the live edgewood table is one of our favorites, I'll be honest. We love using it. We love live edgewood in general. So this was a great opportunity because, it's not going to be used as much as a residential space. In a commercial space, these work beautifully. And so we got this really nice live edgewood table with fun chairs in black from IKEA actually. And our pantry was set, and from what I hear, the staff loves it. They enjoy their time there.
I'm sure.
It worked out too.
Including your toilet space, I think this is one of your executive toilets.
So again, the idea was, that even our toilets, our bathrooms should not be boring, because again, another space that you can totally forget about and say, let's make it functional, let's make it easy to maintain. So while this is easy to maintain, the idea was again to take the same vision that we had for outside inside it, for sure. So because the touch of green is there across the office, as you can see, we wanted to add that here as well. Then add textures in our executive toilets, through one of them has cement, has a nice IPS cement, this thing with a subway tile. And the other one we've used like a lovely, patterned floral wallpaper, because again, there's no, it's not a wet bathroom really. It's only a powder toilet. So we could use that liberty. A bathroom also becomes a space to kind of step out of your routine and just take a moment, and then that also needs to kind of have some amount of inspiration that people like to also enter it.
I know, because these days I think many offices, they generally tell you to take a break from seeing your computer. You should take at least a 30-minute break. And I think you have created perfect amount of breaks in different parts of the office, I think.
Yes, we've tried to do that.
I have noticed that you're not having enough storage in this office. Is it something that you have hidden in a perfect way, or there's no storage required?
No. So there is a lot of storage actually. So I'll be honest with you, the office space is very large. So you not cramped in terms of storage, because we didn't need to do that. So we're very cleverly, between columns at the entrance where the reception had a massive niche, we've kind of tucked in huge storages. So by huge I mean like almost like 8 by 10. Like those big ones. So at the entrance, we have a massive storage which can stock all their box files, everything that they possibly need. Even in the pantry, we have. So what we've done is we beefed up a wall a little bit and added storage. So it would seem like a wall to somebody, but actually there's full-fledged storage behind. So that's what we try and do in all our projects, because storage is important. No matter how much as a designer you want to kind of steer away from it and push an aesthetic. Indian homes, Indian offices, we need storage. There is no, getting out of that for them.
Fabulous. I must say, this is the best example of minimalism, how you can create minimalism even in offices, even with the Indian context, because a lot of people don't believe that how can an Indian office not have that cluttered surroundings, but I think you've done a fabulous job with that.
Thank you. Yes, of course. I mean, nothing without a team, and I always say that we're all nothing without our team. So we had a fantastic team on this. Design and the contractors, all of them were excellent. It was amazing.
Fabulous. Thank you so much, Shivani, today for joining.
Thank you.
I'm sure our viewers have loved all the ideas that have come through this design. I think they would be eager to know more about this in future.
Yes, for sure, absolutely. And this is a great opportunity to talk about design, and it was lovely talking with you, Manish.
Thank you so much.